The Samsung tradition of eschewing metal products for a plastic back is continued in the white Tab Pro 10.1 I have in my hands, as is the same faux leather and stitch effect on the rear that was first seen on the Galaxy Note 3. Initially I found this to be a bit disappointing, but the textured plastic is actually rather pleasant to hold and I soon found myself drawn to the stitch effect. Love it or hate it, it's nice to see Samsung trying to break away from a traditional slab with a nod to the leather-bound notebooks of old, and with the lower price tag, this seems to fit better. It's not a premium feel, but it's a good one for gripping in a landscape mode. Samsung has elected to offer the Galaxy Tab Pro 10.1 in both black and white, with the review model I had being the latter. In terms of a Pro offering, I do feel that the black version is far better suited, as the white plastic seems like it would fit far better on a coffee table rather than at a desk. Wrapped in a 243.1 x 171.4 x 7.3 mm frame and weighing a mere 469 grams, the Tab Pro 10.1 is easy to hold for long periods of time. The bezel also fits neatly between slim and stylish, whilst staying wide enough to allow a decent grip without leaving thumbs all over the screen. This is a good call because there is no doubt that the Samsung Galaxy Tab Pro 10.1 screen is easily one of the best on the market. The 2560 x 1600 resolution leaves a density of 299 ppi, higher than the 264 ppi of the Retina display on the iPad Air. This resolution matches that of the Asus Transformer Pad, however the screen felt brighter, meaning a more pleasant viewing experience, and one that was less strenuous on the eyes. I did find that there was the occasional problem with the auto brightness coming out too dark even when adjusting the toggle, so I tended to keep the brightness on its maximum setting. This is a problem that I also found on the Asus and will hopefully be fixed in a software update. Other hardware matches up to this high standard, with 2 GB of RAM supporting an octa-core Exynos CPU. This is made up of 4 cores clocked at 1.9 GHz and 4 smaller 1.3 GHz cores. Samsung has also opted to go for a traditional button layout, with the physical home key being flagged by the back and multitasking buttons. These are at the bottom when the Tab Pro 10.1 is held in landscape, something that makes more sense as I found that I held the tablet in landscape pretty much all the time. The 2MP front-facing camera sits in the opposite bezel, making a lot of sense for video calling. A rear-facing camera is also included, packing a total of 8MP, alongside a flash. I've never been an advocate of using a tablet as a camera, using it out and about felt more than a bit ridiculous, but the generous offering means that the Tab Pro 10.1 could prove to be a decent alternative to having to search through drawers to find your compact. In terms of speakers and ports, the Galaxy Tab Pro 10.1 includes a micro USB port on the center of the base, ideal for charging whilst using the tablet. The left and right sides house a dual speaker system, something I was equally impressed by as the speakers sat just above where I placed my hands. Below the right-hand speaker is the micro SD slot, whilst the headphone port sits above the left. This left the power/lock button and volume rocker to be placed along the top, sitting relatively flush but standing out enough that I never found any problems in hitting them. There's no doubt that the occasional auto brightness issue left me feeling a little frustrated, but generally the Tab Pro 10.1 was bright and usable whilst out and about, should you decide to do a bit of mobile web browsing or take a snap on the 8MP camera. Including an 8220 mAh battery seems about standard for this size tablet, coming in at exactly the same size as the iPad Air, and sits rather well between the 4,800 mAh Tab Pro 8.4 and the 9,600 mAh Tab Pro 12.2. The larger battery size compared to the Galaxy Tab Pro 8.4 left me feeling like the Tab Pro 10.1 could go for a long time. 9 hours of standby whilst connected to the Wi-Fi left a drain of 3%, meaning I never felt the need to ensure that the slate was hooked up to a power supply overnight. We liked. The screen has to get a mention here given the amount of times that it highlighted in this review. Even after using the tablet for a while, I found that the screen impressed me as much as the day I first opened the box. The 2560 x 1600 resolution leaves everything crisp, whilst the impressive color reproduction and brightness gives it that extra edge. Whilst undoubtedly geared to more professional users, and coming out more impressive on the larger Galaxy Tab Pro 12.2, the magazine UX still provides a lot of features that will get a lot of use to general consumers. While I found the interface a little confusing and somewhat redundant, when it came to the magazine UX, at times, the options to do what you need on a professional environment, such as multi-window working etc., are present and correct. The camera also impressed me. Given my objection to using tablets for photography, I was surprised at just how well the camera coped and proved good enough for me to consider pulling out the Tab Pro 10.1 when I needed to take a snap. Now that the price has dropped, the Tab Pro 10.1 has gone from being slightly harsh on the pocket to being one of the better buys. It's relatively unheard of for a brand to lower the cost of something so powerful this soon after launch. Way to turn a frown upside down, Samsung. We disliked. Now that the price is lower, there's a lot less to dislike about this tablet. It wasn't overly expensive before, but it perhaps lacked a real standout feature in terms of interface or design. This is in no way aided by the plastic build of the Tab Pro 10.1. Whilst I'd argue that the tablet is well built, the metal chassis that adorns the iPad Air will undoubtedly help sway many opinions that it is a tablet worth the extra cash, and the faux leather casing will still split opinion. Finally, I am also disappointed with the lack of internal storage that is on offer. There will always be a case to be made for the microSD and cloud expansion, but having decent inbuilt storage is still very necessary thanks to the large amount of apps that can't be moved across. Heavy users may just find that a 16GB tablet fills up very quickly. It's the same accusation will level across all the big brands that hold up the 16GB variant of their flagship tablet, as it can simply fill up too quickly with the larger tablet apps. Final verdict. The Samsung Galaxy Tab Pro 10.1 is a tablet that offers a lot, and with the lower price could be seen as real winner in the tablet market. It's an odd paradox, where the Tab Pro 10.1 shares a lot of synergy with the likes of the Galaxy S5 in terms of design, power, and screen quality, yet Samsung has decided that it's okay to offer a tablet at a much lower price. If Samsung can market the Tab Pro 10.1 right, and offer some decent deals to IT departments, I can see it making waves as the tablet of choice. Having staff all running the same device will certainly solve a lot of headaches attached to the mobile worker, but iPads are still dominating the sector, and the Surface 2 adds to the headache. In short, it's hard to see the Galaxy Tab 10.1 selling in the same sort of droves that the likes of the iPad does, but when Samsung has a tablet range that includes the Galaxy Note 10.1 2014, Tab Pro 8.4 and Galaxy Tab 4, is that so much of a problem?